Welcome to Season 2, Episode 25 of the Cohesive Home Podcast.
Today, Melissa and I thought it would be fun to tackle a more lighthearted topic, and it's one that's definitely been on my mind lately.
Babies! Yay!
Yes. And specifically, how to have a baby and keep your home simple.
Right, because if you've ever seen the recommendation sheet at one of those big baby box store things, those giant mass buildings, you may think...
Not to name names.
Yeah, I'm not going to name a name. You may think you need a second job just to buy everything on the list.
Yeah, and that's absolutely ridiculous because we both know now that we've had 5.5 kids between us.
Yeah, collectively.
that you can get by with very little.
Yes. I definitely thought I needed all of the things when I walked into that store for the first time and multiple times after, because I had 3 babies in 3 years. And so I was in the baby stage for a really, really long time. And I really did. I thought I needed everything. You know, you're a new mom, you're walking into the store, or you've got the little scanner in your hand and you think, oh my gosh, I have a baby registry. It's kind of that feeling when you get married.
Right.
And you're like, I have this machine and somebody might buy
I need all the things.
So all of the things. And, it's really overwhelming. So we were just going to first talk about some of the things that we feel were absolutely, well, maybe not absolutely necessary, but things that we loved to have and that were things that made our lives easier through having a baby.
Yeah, and I can't wait to hear what's on your list, Melissa, because you have done this just one more time than me, so...
Yeah, I don't really remember it.
I know. You know what's so funny about this is that, Melissa and I will talk about baby and kid stuff on the phone, and I'll be like, hey, did your kids ever do this? And she'll be like, no, I don't remember that. I'm like, Melissa, I think it's because you don't remember a lot from that time period.
I really don't. And I joke about that all the time. It's like, I joke that I didn't sleep for 6 years because it was 3 babies in 3 years. And then you have obviously the, first 2 years of life after that are just awful. So not awful. They're wonderful guys. Oh my gosh. That's like the best thing in the world, but it's, you don't sleep very much. So I just didn't sleep that much for 6 years. So my list of things that I just absolutely loved having. First was, if you plan to breastfeed, I highly recommend having something that kind of holds your arms up. I didn't love and there's something called the Boppy. I didn't love that one because it kind of tapered down on the sides. There was this other one that was literally like a hard pillow that you would attach to your midsection, and you would sit down and you'd almost actually, it would attach to your midsection. You could walk around with it. It was kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah. And it's not necessary. Somebody might be going, oh, I can just put pillows under my arms. Well, yeah, but for me, it was really nice to have. It just, it kept me, oh, there's my phone. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my phone off. How rude. Stay tuned for our next podcast. We're going to be
technology.
Oh man, it's going to be good. That was a nice little cue there.
There you go.
So it's not necessary, but I really, really enjoyed having it. Second, ladies, get you some coconut oil. If you haven't already, this is an all-purpose oil. It's an antifungal. So if your kids have some sort of rash or something, you just slather that on there. For you, if you're breastfeeding again, it's nice to moisturize, and it's just an all-around, just a great oil to have on hand. Third, I highly recommend having a sling or a carrier of some sort that you wear so you can wear baby. Especially when I had my third, I had a 3-year-old, a no, wait, I take that back. Yeah, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, or no, almost 2-year-old, and then a 1 year or a newborn. So I was carrying my third all the time. He was either laying down sleeping or he was strapped to me most of the time. And so there's multiple, I'm not going to give it, there's so many new things since I've had my babies, but I really, really recommend that. Next, always have something to lay your baby on to change their diaper. If you are going to be out and about, it seems like a dumb thing to say, but just always have something you can lay your baby on. Even if it's just a blanket thrown in the back of your car that you can wash later, just make sure you have that, because inevitably you're going to be changing a diaper in like the hatchback of your car or in like the middle of a park, and you've got to have something.
You know what?
What?
When my oldest was a baby, this is really terrible.
What?
She had fallen asleep in her car seat. I think she was maybe 3 or 4 months old. And I was waiting for her to wake up to go into a store. And I was just sitting there, and like I kind of looked back at her, and I was like, that's really weird. There's something orange on her face. and then I looked at her arm, and it was there too. And that like sense of like dread, like something has happened. It's like rising up in me. I'm like, oh, please don't tell me this is what I think it is.
Oh no.
And so like I climbed in the back seat, and she had a major blowout. It was all over her car seat. And I mean, she was like literally covered head to toe. So maybe we should also say diaper changing pad plus a spare outfit.
Oh my gosh, always a spare outfit. Always. And a diaper.
That was a terrible day.
Yeah, and it will happen. It will happen.
It does. It totally does.
If you're listening to this and you've never had kids before and you plan to, just know it's just a thing. Then I would say, so that kind of goes with my last one. Wipes. Always wipes. Even when your kids are older, wipes. Like I have them in my car now, and my kids are 8, 7, and 6, So they, there's one brand, I used to go with Baby Ganix or something like that. That was a great brand, really natural. Now I actually found a brand at Target, and it's probably at the big box store too. But it's like a water wipe, and it's literally water, and they work really, really well. So I'll try and link that in our show notes.
Yes.
But yeah, they're
Wipes
great.
are awesome. Mm-hmm.
Wipes. Yes. Okay, so that is my list. What about you, Kate? I know that you've had 2 working on your third, so
I know
you're probably a little more, a little fresher on this than I am.
Sort of, but you know what? I still feel I just overwhelmed by all of the options that are out there. Like, even though I'm trying to be very minimalist with what I'm going to have for this baby, there's just still so many things to choose from, and it's just driving me nuts. It probably shouldn't, but it is. So here are my basics. And again, these are just what I found with I'm getting ready to have my third, what are my essentials. And so my first one is just a safe place for the baby to sleep. Okay. However, whatever that is for you. Yeah. A car seat, obvious, right? Kind of have to have that one. And then I agree with Melissa. I loved having a sling or a baby carrier of some sort. I used one kind when babies are little. And then I would switch to more of like a backpack carrier as they got older, which is great because those, you can wear them until they're too heavy to be worn. We'll just say that. Something to keep baby warm. So swaddling blankets and a sleep sack, those ones that they zip up from bottom to top, and then they're closed at the bottom, and then their arms are free. Those are awesome. Can
I say one of my biggest pet peeves? Like biggest. Uh-oh. Well, I have quite a few when it pertains to babies.
Please tell me.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves is when I'm out and I don't see it's cold or it's windy, especially here in Oklahoma. It's always windy. And I see these babies and their heads aren't covered, or like it's cold and their mom has a winter coat
Yeah.
on, but yet the baby's legs are like hanging out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So
Protect your
yes,
baby.
protect your
Poor
baby.
babies.
Yes, please. So always something warm. Okay, go ahead.
This is like a, public service announcement too, while we're at it.
People listening are like, yeah, duh, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my baby warm.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
sorry.
So other basics. I cloth diapered both of my girls. My second one, I kind of stopped cloth diapering about halfway through and then picked it back up later for personal reasons. I was like, I cannot handle one more thing. So
Yeah.
that's a personal choice. I loved the simplicity of cloth and that it was cheap. So that was why I went that route.
Yes.
And then something I used with both of my girls is just a simple wooden play gym with a few just basic, non-noisy, non-overstimulating toys to hang from it. And my girls would just lay on their backs and they would, grab at them and bat at them. And it was perfect, just basic entertainment.
Yeah, I've seen those, or actually I saw it at your house when we lived in Oklahoma
Yeah.
City together. And that was really, really cool. All these neat, just real basic toys have come out since I had my kids.
Right.
It's so nice. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff.
Well, and you know what? I don't know if you remember this, Melissa, but I would pair that gym, I would put it like up against the wall with just one of those cheap mirrors, those long wall mirrors,
Yes. Yeah, I
but like
remember that.
on its side. And babies love to look at themselves.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Oh man, Charlotte would keep herself entertained the whole time I was there.
know.
It was great. Yeah, that was so smart. Kind of like at a doctor's office. Sometimes they'll have those mirrors up on the wall.
Yes.
But yours was just like on the floor. My dog. Sorry, guys. And it was like on the floor, and it was right there next to the thing. Yeah, it was great.
And it's just one of those cheap, like $10 mirrors. I didn't spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one, my next recommendation is for the mamas. And I highly recommend having on hand a good fish oil or cod liver oil, vitamin D, and continue taking your prenatal. It is so important, especially for, your health, your mental well-being after having a baby. These three will hopefully...
Yes,
keep you
I could
feeling-
not agree with you more, especially that vitamin D, like D3. And I would even add a B12 to that, or not B12, B complex, sorry.
B complex,
B complex
yes.
with like a folate. You told me about that, and that has really
Yeah.
changed. I've been taking D for a long time, but the B complex has really helped a lot. So I would add that one to the list. Yeah.
Well, because the truth is, you're exhausted. You're typically nutritionally depleted from giving birth because it's a tough process on your body. And, you really want to do everything you can to stave off like baby blues or postpartum depression. So,
Yeah.
the fish.
And yeah, and I was just going to say really fast, we need to say we are not doctors. We are not
Yes.
prescribing these things. This is just our opinion. But yes, from experience, these are things that we've taken per the recommendations on the bottle. And it's been I'm trying to cover all the bases here.
Good. Please don't sue us if you follow our advice and it doesn't work out for you.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so you have one more, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously clothes, but keep it so simple. I mean, you're just dressing your baby. You don't have to have them prepared for a fancy outing every day. I mean, if that's your thing, then go for it. But I wouldn't stress about baby clothes, like a few like onesies or bodysuits, some simple pants, socks, and like maybe a nightgown, a sleep gown. Really?
Yeah.
Right, Melissa? Can you think of anything else clothing-wise?
Bibs. I always bibs, because once they start teething, you think, oh, they don't teeth until they're like 7 months? No, like
They start
2 months.
drooling, though.
They start drooling like crazy kids. So you just always keep a bib. And I especially love the ones that have that like the plastic lining on it or whatever. So it doesn't seep through to their clothes.
That's
Not
a good call.
like it's got like a cloth overlay, so it's not uncomfortable, but then the bottom has like a PUL or whatever that's called, underside. So the clothes stay dry and you can change out the bib.
Yes. But yeah, I think it's so important to keep the clothes very basic. I know that was something I stressed about with my first. I really wanted organic clothing for her. Well, I mean, my second too. I don't want to make it sound like I only cared about my first. You get tired by the second one.
Yeah. You're like, I had the second kid to keep the first one entertained. I'm just kidding.
Right. But it's like, I remember being pregnant with my first and looking at baby clothes online and seeing, a onesie for $25, an organic one, and being like, I can't afford this. This is just totally out of my range. And that's why I am so excited about this new company Melissa and I heard about called Basil Baby. So she offers clothing bundles for each stage of your baby's sizes up to 18 months. So, like the 0 to 3, the 3 to 6. And it ships every 3 months, or when, your baby outgrows one size and moves into the next. And they're really simple pieces like bodysuits, leggings, and I think there's a kind of a yoga jogging pant. And that's it.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. And everything is organic and fair trade, which is kind of like the holy grail when it comes to baby clothes.
Yeah. Yes, it is. I know that. I think that sounds great. I wish there would have been something like that for whenever
I know.
I had babies, because I would just buy like a packet of white onesies or something, or like the cute little ones from the store. You just like buy a packet of those, and that's what they would wear. But what's cool about that is that you'll have the basics from them. And then, like, say you are a hair bow person and you want to put bows in your daughter's hair, It's like, or you really like these cute little jackets you saw or something. You want a jacket to pair with it. It's like adding on from that won't be hard. It's like you have the basics. So I think it's really cool.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, especially if you haven't had kids yet, your time is going to become so much more precious and so limited. You don't want to be on your phone, on your computer, researching clothes to buy, trying to order, or heaven forbid, actually going to the store with your baby. And, I feel like anytime I tried to do that, the baby would start crying and want a nurse, and you have a dirty diaper, and you're like, I can't even get what I need at the store and get out of here.
Because then you turn around and there's poop all over him.
No. I was probably buying baby clothes that day, guys. That's just fair warning.
Probably. So Michelle, the founder of the company, she was so excited about the podcast and helping all of you listening create a simple wardrobe for your baby that she is offering a 15% discount to all of our listeners. Go to basilbaby.com. That's basalbaby.com. Select your bundle, which you will get if you subscribe to the quarterly shipments. There is a discount for that. And then at checkout, enter the code Better Basics. That's BETTERBASICS, Better Basics. And so we will put all of that information on our episode 25 show notes. So definitely check that out if you are expecting, or if you already have a little baby and you would like a capsule wardrobe.
I think that's so awesome. I am so excited to try one of her bundles myself. For my baby, not myself. I won't fit in that.
Wow, maybe she needs to do mom capsules too.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh, but we just want to encourage you, no matter what stage you're at with having children, whether you're, thinking about having your first or you have several, to just keep it very simple, very minimal, and to focus on the time that you get to spend with your children and less on the actual things that you have in your home, because your baby's going to be happy just to be in your arms.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, they're not going to know what you have or what you don't have. So just make sure you're using the things that you do have, and they help you simplify your life, and they don't clutter your life, because all this stuff can be very cluttering.
Yes.
Very. And yeah, time consuming too, taking care of it all. So,
Right. And, the truth is that if, you have your baby and you realize, oh, I actually really need a swing or a bouncer and I didn't buy that before the baby was born, I'm pretty sure you can either find a friend who has one that they're willing to get rid of, or there are lots of stores, you can order online. But all that to say, just because you didn't buy something anticipating a need doesn't mean that you can't get it later.
or that you can't return it. Sort of like I returned 2 baby wipe warmers
Oh, no.
because I thought I needed a baby wipe warmer. Come to find out, you don't. So just know that,
Your baby's bottom will be okay without the warmer.
yes, if it's cold, it's fine. If it's a boy, just cover him up before you put that cold wipe down there.
Oh, no. Life
True.
lessons.
Life lessons, true life lessons.
Finally, consider passing along your gently used baby items to a friend or to an organization that helps other moms in need. It's really great when we can share resources instead of always buying new. It means we're wasting less, we're spending less money, and then we're helping our fellow moms. So just keep that in mind.
If you think, oh, my friend, she's got the money to buy clothes for her kids, no worries. No, ask her anyway. If she has a kid that's younger than yours and the same, he's a boy and you have a boy, ask if they want the clothes before you just go give them to somebody you don't know. Because I know from experience, it's been a huge blessing having that in my life. Friends giving me hand-me-downs.
Yeah, and actually, I've already been the recipient of that many times, but recently I had a good friend, her name is Hannah, send me a box of baby clothes, and I was so excited and so touched that she thought to ship me baby clothes. So just, keep that in mind.
As we head out today, we wanted to offer you a little encouragement if you're expecting. Don't feel like you need to buy every single product under the sun or in that big store to have a happy and healthy baby. Trust your judgment and keep it simple. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. And if you're feeling extra generous, leave us a wonderful review. We'll see you next time.